Hi everyone, it's Tammy at the Frou-frou Studio. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to do some page layouts in my shabby, grungy Oliver Twist journal. I'm calling it Oliver with a Twist because I am kind of taking the story as it is, but I'm also adding kind of an urban steampunky vibe to it. So I'm quite pleased with the way it's turned out so far. And today we're going to do 3 or 4 page layouts so you can see how I'm laying the pages out and also my thinking. And please let me know in the comments if you think this is meshing together or I'm just totally off base. I'd like to know what you guys think about it. So, some of this previous work I've done on camera and some of it off. We did make this bookmark in one of the Relax, Revisit, Remakes videos. I think it was the first one, actually. So, we have that, and I am using 2 different kits for this. I'm using, actually, am I using maybe more than 2? Mrs. Cogs has a kit on her page, on her Etsy store, that is actually Oliver Twist. And I'm also using a kit, a London digital kit. I can't remember offhand whose this is, and I told you guys I would link it. And I did not. So I need to do that, but it's a really nice kind of pastel-y. Well, they're not all pastel. Some of them are darker. But I really liked this kit. I had originally used this in my Sherlock Holmes journal, or parts of it. So I am using some of my leftovers as pages in this kit. And I'm also using illustrations and book pages from an actual Oliver book that I had. It was a young reader book. And the other day I was talking about adding swishes of color to the black and white photos or illustrations that are in the book. And this is what I meant. And what I am using for those is this particular Tim Holtz stamp. This one. It's called Brushstroke, CMS 293, and I'm just using those to kind of add some color, so it looks like you took your brush and just, went across the page. That's from the London kit. I did this the other day, and I saw it on Pinterest, and you can see I have finished it off. Has a journaling card there, and it has some little tags in here. I have not put anything in here yet. I did decide to put the little pull tab on the pocket instead of doing a little notch, but I need to still find some littles to put in there. And I added this key to the journal card, and I think that's all I did since I made it. And then over here, I just put an envelope that actually will open up and you can write inside of it. So that's some extra writing room there. Okay. And then I made some clusters, page tabs, tag tabs, whatever you want to call them. I'm going to pull that off because it's coming off anyway. And so I have a couple of those in here. Alright, so this is the first page we're going to work on. And I have a little pocket in mind for this one. And it is out of the Steampunk Digital. So I'm using 3 digitals on this one. Actually, this one is called, I know it's called Blue Steampunk, but I can't remember whose it is either. I'm telling you guys, I'm terrible about remembering whose kits things are if I've had them for a while. If I just got them, that's not an issue, but I really should write it down and keep it all together, but you know, that would require more organization than I have after I finish a project. I just kind of put everything, for example, if I'm doing a steampunk journal, I just put all my steampunk papers all in a folder together so I know where they are, but I don't necessarily write down whose kits they are. So when I go back to them later, I have no clue. So I am just going to make a pocket here, and I'm going to take this other little scrappy bit and put down here at the bottom just because I like the way that looks. And then I'm going to ink all the way around it. This is just on copier paper. I'm not going to try to make it any thicker because I only have a couple little things to stick down in there, and I think they'll be fine. So I'm going to put this kind of down at the bottom. And then I'm going to ink around the whole thing and do my little notch at the top. So I hope everybody's having a good day. I'm filming this on Friday. It's cold here today. I don't like it. We're experiencing what we call here redbud winter. And it can go away because I don't like it. I'm going to put these little images, and these are by Sweet Pea Curiosities. Again, left over from her previous journal, but it was more recent, so plus her images are so, I use them so often, I pretty much know all hers by now. But I'm going to put this right here. Now I'm going to put my little half circle, and I use my whale tail for this. I noticed that Carol does this too. Hi Carol, if you're watching. But if you take your whale tail punch and you just barely put it in there, it makes a really nice notch that's not too deep. And I don't like them to get so far down in there that they look like a half circle. So that's a good alternative. So this is going to be our pocket, and I've got just some tea-dyed graph paper in the background, and I thought the blue that's in this tied into that, so that's why I chose this particular paper. My glue doesn't want to start yet this morning. sleeping. It's sleeping in today. I wanted to sleep in today because I got hung up watching the basketball tournament. Do you guys watch March Madness? Quite a few upsets already. I don't play the bracket or anything like that. I'm not much of a gambler, but I do enjoy watching college basketball. I can't stand pro basketball, but I do watch college, and we are in it this year, so of course we've been in it for several years in a row, but we've got a really good team this year, so it's piqued more interest locally. Okay, and I have this little baseboard piece that's kind of like a gas lantern. It was thicker, and I took some of the backing off so it wouldn't be so thick. Again, this was in my stash. But I thought it would just be a cute little embellishment here. Hold that down for a second since it is a little thicker. And then in the pocket, I have this, which is Stamperia, I believe, but it was just left over from a Stamperia kit. It was kind of steampunk, clockwise, I think is what it's called, actually. And I'm going to poke a hole in it, if I can find my hole punch. I know it's right in front of me, staring at me. I haven't had it yet today. Oh, I knew it. I knew it was right there in front of me. So I'm going to put a hole in here. Just like that. And then I'm going to take a gear that has a hole in the middle of it. Like that one. Oh, that one is almost the exact same thing that's on there. And I'm going to glue it around the hole instead of a hole reinforcer. Just like that. Get it kind of lined up with the hole. And then once that dries, I'll go back and put something in that hole, like some raggedy fabric or something. So that's going to go down in there. And then I have one of these old-timey cards. And I'm just going to stick that down in there just because I like the numbers on it. And just something else to include in the pocket. And then ink around the whole page. And then over here on this music player, piano music, I'm going to attach this picture, which is from the Mrs. Cogs kit. Just kind of weight that down, because of what it's made out of, which is kind of like a waxy paper almost, or a parchment. It's wanting to see how the edges are wanting to roll up. So I think if I put this on here and still have the little slot showing on the sides, that you can tell it's music paper, plus you can tell it on the back as well. I think it'll keep it from rolling up. So I'm going to, of course, ink it. Grunge it up a little bit. And I'm actually going to just really lightly go across the whole thing, kind of tone that white down a little bit. Just a little bit. Just use a real slight hand and don't re-ink your inker, your dauber. And then I have this little spoon, and I think I want to somehow attach that. Should we attach it? Because this is, of course, the scene where he asks for more. And I ran across that little spoon in my stash, and I thought, okay, I've got to include that somehow. So how do we want to do that? Where you can see it, because it is tiny. Maybe we'll do a little cluster with some grubby fabric. Let's see, I've got some mummy cloth here. Take a little bit of this. And let me grab my little bucket of scraps here. Let's see what I can find. I want something really grungy looking. There's some ticking. And what else do we have? I need some like this. I think that'll do it. There's some more grunginess. Okay, let's see if we can work with that. This piece is just a piece of almost canvas-like material. And then we've got some ticking, which kind of brings in the navy blue. And some cheesecloth. We may not need this one, but do I want to use this one? No, I think I'll go with this. Now, I've lost my spoon. There it is. I think I'm just going to take one of those, try to take one of those little mini safety pins. See if I can get that through there. I probably left this fabric too long, but I wanted to get it together first before I decided if I wanted to make it any smaller. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to make that shorter. Alright, now let's fray everything up a little bit. I'm just taking my nail and kind of pulling things apart. I could put it up here, even though that's on the other page. Okay, well, let me glue this down first so I can get an idea of what I'm working with here. We could put another tab on there. You can never have too many tabs. Alright, so I want to put it as far to the outside as I can so we can see the little slits in the music paper. And I think I will put it, no, I may put it, I don't know, I want to put it on here, but I feel like it needs something else to ground it. Maybe not, maybe I'll just staple it up there in the corner. I think that'll be alright. Yeah, I think I'm just going to staple it up there in the corner. Where's my stapler? I haven't gotten anything out today, and so, you know, everything's put up. That's why I can't find it. There we go, just a cute little embellishment there. So there's the first one. Happy with that, and I'm happy that makes that music paper lay flat. So next, we have this one. And this one is just a pocket that I had in my stash that's made from Tim Holtz paper. And it's just, I cut it, it's 9 inches by 4.5 inches. And then I just flipped it up, so when it folds up, it is about 6 3/4. But of course, that's going to all depend on the size of your journal. But it's 6 3/4, and I just rounded the corners, and I put a piece of the blue Steampunk paper there, half that clock, just to add something to the paper. And this paper is from the original paper kit. I just had it left over in my stash. It was like a cutoff. But it should be available in his new vault release as well. And you'll notice I put my notch off center, and that's because of what I'm going to embellish the pocket with. I didn't want it in the center. So that will eventually be glued down like that. Now, for embellishing the pocket, I have this guy that I have fussy cut. And I have this little clock, which is part of Artie May's. I do remember this one. It's the Artie May's Steampunk kit. And I am going to put that on there and him on there. And that's why I put my little notch a little bit off center. So let's do that. So I want the clock on there first. Then we're going to put our little gentleman on there. Oops. Don't break him. And I am going to trim off a little bit of his foot because I want his cane to be sure and hit that pocket, because if it doesn't, it's going to, actually I could raise that up and not have to cut off this foot. Alright, so that's what we're going to do. So now I'm going to glue my pocket. Put some extra glue on this foot down here. And now we're going to glue the pocket down. And you wouldn't have to. This is finished on the back because it's two-sided. Actually, I was going to make this flip out. So, erase everything I just said. We're going to do a flip out. A tip out. Whatever you want to call it. And for that, I need a piece of scrap paper. So, let me grab my little basket here and see what I have. Should have some little strippy bits that I can use. That one will work, I think. So I'm just going to fold it in half. And you could score this. This is Tim Holtz paper, so it's pretty stiff, but I think I can get it folded. Alright, let's take the bone folder, get a nice crease, and then we'll trim it up a little bit because the piece wasn't straight. Okay, I think that'll work. So we want to glue this to the back of our pocket. Right on the edge. Be sure and get enough glue on there since it's going to be opened and closed. We don't want it to so if it's going to flip out, we want it to go. I have to think about this about half a dozen times so I don't do it upside down or backwards. Okay, we'll burnish that down well. And then you have a couple options. I could have made that wider and made it go over the page edge so that it had a tuck on the other side. But in this particular case, I'm going to put it on the same edge or the same side so that it just opens up on this page and you're done. So super glue that right thereabouts. Hold it down for a sec. So now we'll have a flip out. And it still looks nice because we use the Tim Holtz paper, so I wouldn't cover that or anything. Alright, now for in the pocket, I have a tag that I found in my stash that I thought went well. It's just street map, but I thought the colors weren't really well, so I'm going to stick that down in there. And then this is one of the images from MrsCog, and you can see it's very white, so we're going to take care of that. First I'm going to go around the edges. Okay, and then I think I'm going to take tea dye and I'm going to take one of these makeup brushes and just kind of go over the whole thing. Kind of take some of that white away. Now this is really subtle, but just keep working with it. Don't get overly impatient and just start blopping it on there, because then you won't be able to see the image well, because Distress Oxides have that chalky look to them, and it'll actually start to kind of cover the image and make it cloudy, and that's not what you want. You just want some color on there. And I found that doing it with these makeup brushes keeps you from having little swirls that you get sometimes when you use the dauber. And it also allows, you know, a lighter coverage. Now let's see what that, yep, that's much better. So that little journaling card is going to go right down in there like that. Okay. Now over here we have the same issue with the music paper. And so what I have, this is a cutoff from one of the digitals that I used in the kit. And because the digitals are, you know, for 8.5 by 11 paper, and my journal is shorter, I had to cut some of the bottoms of the journal pages off in order to make them fit, and I kept them. So for the same reason that I did on the other page, I'm going to glue this on the music paper, but in this particular case, because it is, you know, this wide and the images are really cool, I'm going to actually wrap it around the bottom of the page and glue it on like a pocket, because I think that will weight it down enough. And if it doesn't, I'll put a tall skinny tag in here to kind of hold the top. that makes any sense. Oops. And see, I about messed up and was going to glue it right there across the top after I said I'm going to make it a pocket. This glue bottle's going to get on my nerves, so I'm about to switch to my other one. This one's about empty. And I don't know if you guys have this problem, but once it gets down to the bottom, it gets really persnickety about wanting to come out. And I think it's because I just refill it and refill it and refill it, and whatever gunk's down in there is down in the bottom of the bottle. Yeah, and I can see that top's still gonna roll, so we're gonna at some point make a tall tag. We'll keep it something kind of lightweight so it doesn't weigh the music paper down too much, because the music paper is thin. Oh, I know. What I could put a book page in there and have another book page. That would work. We'll do that. Is that going to be tall enough? And it's got a bonus image on the back. I like to include some of the original book when I'm doing something like this, just because. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, on to the next one. So, where are we going now? I have a belly band here with a card and an image from the book. This is the image from the book as well. And I have a tag in there. This is between the two signatures, and I haven't decided what to do there yet. I put this little library card up under a tuck. These are inspired by Tony at Crafty by Tony. She has a March mass make for these little tabs. Is that what it's called? Mass Make March or something like that. Here's another one of those music pages, but I have not tackled that one yet. So I've got this little spread here that's got a kind of collage journal card with some stenciling here. And then this is one of the Stamperia tags, and you can see I did the same thing with the cog and put some just tattered cheesecloth on there. And then this one has just some twine and a key. And then this is just a kind of a notebook stack here. This one just has a kind of a little interactive clock. I just put one hand on it so it wouldn't be too terribly bulky, but I think that turned out cute. And then I have this grungy library card that is by the Old Design Shop. And then I took some wording from the book and put the author and the title on there. And made a little pocket out of another one of those drop pieces that I had. And this is one of Mrs. Cog's images that she has in her kit. And I thought that all fit well together. Okay, this is the next one, and it might be the last one I have ready. No, I have one more. Okay, so this is 3 images from Mrs. Cog's that are in the fussy cut. The whole set from Mrs. Cog's is just images from different versions of Oliver Twist books, live plays, movies, things like that. And so it doesn't have any background papers, it doesn't have anything like that. It just has images. Wanted to be sure and clarify that so you didn't think you were getting a kit or look at it and say, well, you know, where's the papers? Because there aren't any. So I'm going to make one of my little 3-pocket thing. Oh, and there's, what's his name? Fagin. He's going to go on the journaling card. So he's kind of hidden because, you know, he's back there in the shadows doing his evil. So to make this, I have used scrapbook or digital from the blue steampunk kit. And I have cut one piece that is 6 inches long, one piece that is 4 inches long, and one piece that is 2 inches long. And then I have held them together and punched them so all the punches would be in the same place. And actually this bottom one may not be, yeah it is, 2 inches. 2 inches, 4 inches. This one may not be, yeah, this one is just 5.5 because 6 inches would have been my whole page. So I couldn't make it totally, the total 6 inches. Normally I would make that 6 inches so all the pockets would be 2 inches apart. Okay, so we're going to glue these together so that we end up with 3 pockets. You can do this in cardstock too, but since I'm just putting these little lightweight little taggy things in there, I just left it the copy paper because I think that's going to be sufficient. So I'm going to glue the 2-inch on top of the 4-inch. And then I'm going to glue the 4-inch on top of the 5.5, which would be 6 if you're using a full-size journal. And, whoops, I didn't want to glue across the bottom. Actually, in this case, it'll be okay, because my little tag. Normally, you would not glue across the bottom, you just glue in the sides. Down the sides. So that your pocket, each pocket is, you know, can go all the way down. This one, it's not going to matter. Okay, now we're going to ink this up good. Give it a little trim, make sure we're kind of even. Kind of even. if I'm ever trying to explain something and you don't get it, please leave a comment and I'll be glad to try to explain it better. I never know sometimes if I'm being understood. And I know if you're not a beginner, you're like, oh, this is so boring. But I do have new subbies that are beginners. So I want to be sure and try to explain how I do stuff in case they want to try it and they've never seen it before, which, you know, I do. I'm sure I do very little that has not been done before. I'm just going to grunge those. I should have inked them before I put it together. Alright, so now that will go down as a pocket and a tuck because I want to make a journal card that's going to tuck in behind here. And I don't think it's going to bother the tag that goes in here because it's so small. So when I glue this down, I want to glue the long side and across the bottom. No, Tammy, wrong side. I knew I was going to do that sooner or later. Let me get more white. Yep. Wrong side. So we're going to take that glue off there. We're going to erase that idea. And we're going to go up the other side. Just like that. And I think I am going to glue just this tip right up here in the corner. Just a very little bit, just to kind of hold that down. Okay. Didn't get that. Oh, I guess it is straight. All the stripes are making me see crazy. Alright, so this is just a piece of scrapbook paper, and I believe this is authentic. Is that how you say that? And it's something gentleman. It's fairly old. I'm talking probably at least 3 years old. But again, just a little piece of scrap. But it's got a nice plaid on the back and kind of some steampunk gears on the front. And then that's where we're going to put Mr. Fagin on here. but we're going to ink him up. Nasty looking feller, isn't he? I don't know why I liked this story so much when I was younger, because it's actually kind of a creepy, sad story, if you think about it. I've also seen a play version of it that is, of course, a musical. It's very good. It was very good. It was at a dinner theater where you go and it's a pretty small, intimate theater, and the stage is in the middle, and you're actually served dinner while the play is going on, so it's kind of cool. So you can eat your dinner and watch a play. I don't think they're open anymore, but yeah, it was. We tried to go quite often when they were having something that we liked. But I did see Oliver there. I saw the Owl and the Pussycat. And I saw oh goodness, My Fair Lady there, and Arsenic and Old Lace, and yeah, I saw some really good plays there. And of course, that was back when I didn't have kids and could actually go someplace like that and not have kids running around screaming while they were trying to perform. Babies and toddlers, anyway. Okay, so we got those good and grunged up, and all I did was kind of take the corners off of those, just to kind of give them a different shape. So we've got Fagin. It's going to be hiding here in the... Oh, did that glue down anyway? No. Yes. No. Okay. He's going to be hiding out here. And then we have the Urkel Dodger. And we have Bill Sykes. And we have Oliver. Pretty cute. And I probably need to add an embellishment right there, but I don't know what that would be at the moment, so we're going to leave it. And I also have this little miniature envelope that I think I'm going to decorate and stick in that pocket as well. But again, I don't know with what yet. So yeah, that's that one. So let's do the last one. This is an envelope that's been turned into a big old pocket. I don't know that I'll put anything down in it. But it does have lots of room to be like a pocket for extra ephemera and stuff. It's got an image on the back, and again, I took that stamp and just kind of went across the page to kind of match the background page, and I like the way that kind of adds some color to those little black and white images from the book. This is the actual book cover of the book that I'm using, and you can see it's a junior reader, but I love this image, so I kept the cover, and I've just stuck it in there. You can journal on the back of it. It is plain white on the back. And then this is one of the little pen holders that we made in a Relax, Revisit, Remake series, and it has a little loop on there that you can put a pen or a pencil in. I just paper clipped one of the Mrs. Cog's images here, and this is from the movie. Which again, I don't think I've ever seen the movie. I may have to look that up and see if it's available on YouTube or Amazon or something. Alright, so this is the last one that I have, and I just have this to back something. What was I gonna back with that? I don't know. Let's see what we've got. Alright, so this one I have another one of Sweet Pea's Curiosities images. And I have this, which is from Mrs. Cog's, which is an advertisement for the Paramount picture. And then I have some tickets. And then I have this digital from the Blue Steampunk kit. And I'm going to put that on here as the background because the page that is on here is just plain white copier paper. It's got a nice image on the back of it with one of the cutouts from the book, but I didn't print anything on the back of the page. So I want to put this down as background, and then we'll do the rest. Let me move my little clip. These little clips are handy for holding your pages back out of the way while you're working. I know a lot of people don't put their signatures in until they're done, but I like to have mine in because I like to be able to tell how the book is shaping up and how it feels in my hands as I'm going through making it. So I always put mine in before I start embellishing. Make sure that's got a really, really faint print on it, and I didn't want to put it upside down. So now I think I was going to back this guy and make him a little pocket or a tuck to stick those other things behind. And I have this, which is out of a ledger, and I like the little poke out circles, so I may leave those and just glue this on here. But I'd like to have them on the other side, I think. Yeah. So I'm going to glue it on the back side. Like that. And then I don't want the clean edges there, so I'm going to take the decal trimmer and trim around it. And of course I set that little basket right on top of my trimmer. So I have to move everything. Oops! I guess I did not glue that down well, did I? And it's got a little scrappy bit behind it. Anyway, let's try that again. Now, alright, so do that. Is this gonna fit? Just barely. Do that. Sorry for all the rocking and the noise. I could have moved my book and, you know, that would have made total sense for me to do that. Okay, so now we have something just a little bit more interesting than just the photograph with some cardstock glued on the back of it. And we're going to make this a tuck. So let's get some ink on here. I still didn't get that little corner, but that's okay. We're going to work that to our advantage. And just roll it up. It just gives it a better look anyway. And then I'm going to put my glue here and here and just make it a tuck. And I did go like around the holes. Sorry, talking with my pen in my mouth again, because the two pieces I'm going to put back are not very wide. And so I would rather have it secured well and give up that little bit of space. Okay, so these are the tags I'm going to use. They're $49 in market. And then, of course, I showed you the movie advertisement piece. It is on cardstock already. So I'm just going to ink that, and that'll stick behind here. And then we're going to rough these up. So I'm going to take my sanding disc and just kind of sand them until it kind of takes off kind of the new shiny look and fades the numbers just a little bit. And then I'm going to ink them. And I'm not going to be fragile with them because I'm hoping it will wrinkle them up and crinkle them up while I'm doing it. If it tears a little bit, I'm fine with that as well. And then I'm just going to stick those behind there. Just like that. And I think I'm going to include a little piece of film strip because we are talking about the movie. And do I want to do, I also have some washi that is film strip. Let me grab that. It's nice and wide, so we could put a piece back behind there. So if we put this on the page back behind there, yeah, I'm going to do that, I think. Why did that not glue? Did I only glue down that one side? I didn't glue. Well, that was just a happy accident, huh? It must have known that I wasn't done with that tuck. Alright, so yeah, I like that. And then I may end up stamping something in those little spots when I go back to do my stamping. Because remember, that's the kind of embellishing, for the most part, I do at the very end. I'll go back and revisit everything to see if I want to add. Can I glue that down? I may glue that as a total pocket. I think I'll have enough room and it won't bend up on me. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. Do just really thin line there. Give it just a minute since it's gluing to that washi tape. And all right, so that's the start of that one. Like I said, I may go back and add some stamps in there. And I kind of think I want to add an embellishment down here as well. Let me look through my little basket. How long I've been filming? Nope, I'm done. I need to stop. YouTube will not be happy. Okay, so we got quite a bit done today, and hope you guys enjoyed that. Let me know what you think, and I'm going to continue to lay this out and hopefully get it wrapped up this weekend. This one and the Scotland journal. I'm about to the same place on both of them now, so that's good. Because I was really behind on this one, but I feel good about it. And it's actually right now a really good thickness. So, I don't know how much more I will add as far as pockets or anything like that, but I do have, you know, some stamping, and I want to add some more metal bits, now that I've decided where everything is. And, yeah, but I love where it is right now. It feels great in the hand. It's a great size journal. So, thanks for joining me, and I will see you guys back the first of the week. Have a great weekend, and take care of yourself, and I will see you on Monday. Bye.